Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So today I got a brand new episode for you guys. But before I get into it, I just want you guys to do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the like button. We're trying to get to at least 500 likes for every single one of these videos that we upload. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to the Dreamerspro Short Clips channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the Dreamerspro Short Clips channel. It's in the description below, so you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button to that channel and check out the Dreamerspro Podcast on Spotify and iTunes. We got that in the description below. So let's get into the topic today. And the question is, should Fox Sports ban Shannon Sharpe from talking about basketball? Now, that's what I got to get into. Now, before I get into the whole topic, let me just quickly give you guys a quick brush up of who Shannon Sharpe is, for those of you guys who don't know, and maybe see him on Undisputed and think he's just a really funny former NFL player. So in his career, he used to play tight end, and he was a 3-time Super Bowl champion with the Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. He's been an 8-time Pro Bowler. He's been on 4 All-First teams and the second team, and he was also on the NFL 1990s all-decade team, and he was also inducted into the Football Hall of Fame. So he's definitely one of the most decorated football players out there. If you look at his body, Shannon Sharpe is one of the most disciplined people. You know, you can see he's really taking care of himself as far as being in shape, and he's over 50 years old. So he's been really doing a good job for himself and reinvented himself since playing in the NFL. So now that I've given you guys the backstory about Shannon Sharpe, let me just get into why Shannon Sharpe, I think, needs to stop talking about basketball. And I'm just going to get into it. So all of you guys know Shannon Sharpe is a huge LeBron James fan. We all get that. Now, the only thing about LeBron James fans that annoy me is that they're the only group of NBA fans that have no problem making arguments and completely ignoring the facts of their argument. They're not really interested in the facts. Usually their arguments are usually emotionally driven. Only a LeBron James fan can stand up with a straight face and say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan has accomplished way more in his career with less playing time, was way more decorated. But yet and still, a LeBron James fan will still stand up and tell you, hey, I think LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. It's one of the most mind-boggling things, and it really is astonishing to know that there's so many media heads that like pushing this agenda of just complete nonsense. But before I get too far into it, I want you guys to take a listen to a clip where, you know, Shannon Sharpe they were talking about who the title goes through after, this season after Kawhi Leonard came off of his championship run. So listen to this argument, and at the end of it, I'm just going to get into it. So just take a listen to this.
He is the defending champion. He is the defending Finals MVP.
Yep.
It is going through him right now, and and that's just how it goes. The defending champion, the defending MVP, everything runs through him. And he went to Toronto and basically carried the whole country, a whole organization to the championship.
You know, Toronto got a better record now.
Nobody's ever done that. Okay? Nobody's ever done that.
All this year?
Huh? No, but y'all make it seem like Siakam got a max contract.
No. Kawhi, we're talking about Kawhi here.
Yeah,
it goes through Kawhi still. Until he's dethroned, he is the best player. It's going through him. He is the last Finals MVP. He is the last champion. He is the last person to take his team to a championship. He is the last person to hit a buzzer beater, falling out of bounds to take his team to the finals.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
So that's the new thing. So you win the All-Star Game MVP. So if you're if you win the finals the year before and you win the All-Star Game MVP, now that's what we do. We've never done that for Jordan. We've never done that for Magic. We've never done that for Larry. But that's where we are now.
No. The whoever won last year is on the throne to their dethrone. That's how it's always been.
No, the league don't. He's making this. Now, here, I need to give you some context. You know the guy that wrote this article is the beat writer for the Clippers. Now, you know when beat writers, you got to be on your best behavior or they won't talk to you anymore.
Right.
Or let's tell the truth. Skip Bayless, you know this. You know how beat writing works. You of all people know that you got to write positive things or people, they ice out.
Fine line.
But sometimes the positive things are the truth.
That ain't no truth. That ain't no truth. I mean, he's having a career year. And that's the 9th best season LeBron has ever had in his career. That's his career year. Now, LeBron is averaging more rebounds in Kawhi in a career year. LeBron is doubling him in assists, and Kawhi has a high usage. And we got a better record. I thought the MVP, and first of all, you talk about MVP, you can't be MVP. How How are you going to be employee of the month when you miss 4 work days a month?
We're talking about who's it going through.
Okay,
he is the defending champion, Shannon. It's just what it is.
If it goes through him, why he needs so much help?
What are we talking about? How is help coming to this?
It runs through him.
LeBron went to Miami. Are we still talking about help? Are we still talking about help?
Yeah, hold on. I'm glad you said that.
It's about winning. I'm not one of them guys, though, Shannon.
I know, but I'm glad you said that.
I wasn't mad at KD for going to Golden State. It's about winning to me.
So in that clip, if you listen to Shannon Sharpe and Steven Jackson go back and forth, if you guys saw that clip, Steven Jackson genuinely looked confused. He was listening to Shannon Sharpe and he was like, bro, what in the hell are you talking about? So let me get this straight. All of you basketball fans, all of us basketball fans, all of us sports fans, we all know that whatever team wins the championship, I don't care what league it is you're in, your league it is, they're always the reigning champions. We all know this. It's not like as if you're a champion for the night that you won your title in the case of the NBA, the night that, whatever team became a champion, and then the next day there's no longer a champion. Obviously there's a champion, and that team that won the last finals is the champion. I thought this was a pretty basic sports concept that everyone understood this. I mean, that's what I thought. But then if you listen to Shannon Sharpe, when they say, does the title go through Kawhi, he's sitting there talking about it goes through LeBron. And if you now begin to listen to his argument in depth, you will automatically begin to scratch your head. So according to Shannon Sharpe, he's saying that the championship does not go through the reigning champion. Instead, it goes through LeBron, who wasn't even in the playoffs last season. I found that only Shannon Sharpe makes these type of arguments on a consistent basis. And the problem is he says it with a straight face, and Fox Sports allow him to sit there and keep saying it. Now, some of you guys watching this video may say, well, they most likely allow him to do this because he's funny. Yeah, he's funny. Being funny is a good thing. I mean, you're personable, but at the same time, if what you're saying doesn't make sense, after a while, people are gonna stop laughing and beginning to think, I hope, and wonder, is this thing that this person is saying, does it even make any sense? I mean, you guys watch our videos. I'm sure some of you would not be watching these videos if it wasn't coherent. If I were just coming out here saying a bunch of things, I don't think many people want to watch these videos or like these videos. Most of our videos has a 97% like rate. I mean, 97% of the people that watch all of our content like our videos because they're well thought out. Not like as if I just woke up, jumped out of bed and just put on, started recording and say, okay, let me just start saying whatever pops up in my head. No, I actually have to sit down and think about what I'm saying. And in too many occasions, I feel like Shannon Sharpe gets so emotionally charged and just starts going off on these tirades about, his theories about why LeBron is the best. But before I go any further, I want you guys to take a listen to a second clip of Shannon Sharpe talking about that Michael Jordan felt threatened because of LeBron James's championship in 2016, and that's the reason why he commissioned the Last Dance docuseries. Take a listen to this clip.
So Shannon, how much has LeBron's success had to do with motivating Jordan to release this documentary right now?
He heard those footsteps. For the very first time, he had heard those footsteps because they had been asking Michael to do this for an extended period of time, and he kept rebuffing their offers. It wasn't until, this is what they said, now if it's a lie, they told it. It wasn't until the parade in Cleveland in 2016, that during the parade, Jenny, not before the season, not when he was in Miami, not during the parade, because for the very first time we had a guy that beat a 73-win team, which had one more win than the 96 Bulls. They had a unanimous MVP, and they were down 3-1. And we started to hear the swells, something that we had never heard before. We had never heard Kobe in the GOAT debate with Mike. It wasn't until all of a sudden somebody got mad. I won't mention his name, but he's in his palatial estate up in Century City. One Skip Bayless tried to rebuff me, and when I started saying GOAT James, then all of a sudden you want to throw Kobe in there and say Kobe above. Yeah, you. Now all of a sudden, Skip, they said, if you ask a particular thing, you ask the who, the what, the where, the why, then you'll have your answer. We know who the who is. We know what the what is. And now we know why. LeBron James was running, and he had gained, and people had started to say, I don't know, Skip. I know what Michael was, but we've never seen anything like this. A guy that leads in points, rebounds, steals, and assists in a finals. A guy that, what? How is that possible? And for the very first time, because this is what we know about all-time great players or people, their legacy is very important to them, especially if you cannot add or take away from it. LeBron James was still building this mosaic. He's still building on it, Skip. Now, I believe, even though he's not finished, I've seen enough of this to say he's the GOAT. You're going to disagree, but you know why he did it, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself because you told me for the longest time, this is so beneath Michael. You think he's worried about LeBron? You think he's worried about this? I absolutely think he's worried about GOAT James.
So in the end of that clip, Shannon Sharpe is making the argument that after LeBron went 3-9 in the finals, or 3-8, whatever it is, Michael Jordan was sitting there with his 6 championships, 10 scoring titles, 5 regular season MVPs, 3 times steal leading awards, defensive player of the awards. He was sitting there worth over $2 billion, has the highest selling shoe in the history of sports, was sitting there and said to himself, oh my God, I'm threatened by LeBron. He's really coming after my legacy. He's really catching up. Catching up to what? Like, what exactly is he catching up to? Only Shannon Sharpe makes these upside down arguments that make no sense whatsoever. And quite honestly, it's actually causing me not to watch any of the topics relating to Michael Jordan or any other great player because I know none of it is going to make any sense most of the time. All of his arguments that he makes around LeBron James usually make no sense. And the reason that is, in my opinion, is because it's always emotionally driven. I am a Kobe Bryant fan. Kobe Bryant, my favorite basketball player of all time. If you listen to Kobe fans will tell you that Michael Jordan was the greatest player. We're not like delusional fans. We know where Kobe stands in time. It's only LeBron fans that come out and just start saying all kind of foolishness and get upset when somebody calls them on it. That's the reason why most people don't take Nick Wright seriously, because a lot of his arguments are grounded in complete nonsense. He can come out there, wear a suit, talk in a certain way. You think he's smart. He's just smart to somebody that's dumb. Nick Wright isn't a genius if you listen to his arguments. But when he talks, people seem to take him seriously because, he's on TV and he's wearing a suit. So he must be right. But none of his arguments, the majority of them, whenever it comes to the whole Michael Jordan, never make any sense. And Shannon Sharpe is on that boat. He's not the one driving it, but he's the one, he's one of the workers on that boat. And for me, I think Fox Sports should really consider bringing in somebody else to talk about basketball, or at least when we talk about serious basketball issues related to Michael Jordan and other things, because Shannon Sharpe, I've listened to a lot of his arguments. I think he's hilarious. I think he's very funny. He's really great on a lot of social issues and other issues. Whenever it comes up to this issue, it usually makes no sense. And in my opinion, I think Skip Bayless is a little bit too tired to be going back and forth for Shannon Sharpe. Skip Bayless is like 68 years old. It's not like he's in his 50s. He didn't have the energy to keep going back and forth with him. If you watch Skip Bayless in his younger, when he was younger on his shows, he had a lot more energy. He could really go at somebody. He can probably cuss you out, but now he doesn't have the energy to do it. And for me, Shannon Sharpe just goes around unpeed, just like he goes around, no one says anything to him and just says a bunch of ridiculousness on TV on a daily basis when it comes to basketball. And usually none of it makes any sense whatsoever. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you agree with me that Shannon Sharpe, some of his commentary is just straight up asinine and it makes no sense, and Fox Sports could really consider getting someone else to talk about basketball? Or do you think I'm bugging out? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Stay safe and peace. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.